everyone, welcome back to VeloView, your ultimate destination for everything automotive, where we dive into the stories behind the most iconic vehicles ever built. Today, we're rolling back the clock to 1970 to talk about a true gem from Japan's automotive history, the Subaru 360. This tiny car may look like a toy compared to modern vehicles, but it was actually a revolutionary piece of engineering that helped shape the future of the Japanese auto industry. The Subaru 360 was Japan's answer to affordable personal transportation, a car built for the people at a time when the country was recovering from the effects of war and industry was rebuilding itself. By 1970, the Subaru 360 had already been in production for over a decade, having first appeared in 1958, yet it still remained one of the most beloved K cars in Japan. Its endearing shape, affordability, and practicality made it a household name, and even though it was simple, it captured the hearts of thousands. When you first lay eyes on the 1970 Subaru 360, you can't help but smile. It's small, round, and almost cartoonishly cute, earning it the nickname, Ladybug, among Japanese drivers. Its soft curves, circular headlights, and bubbly body gave it an appearance that was friendly and approachable, a design that perfectly matched its purpose, to provide cheerful and efficient transportation to ordinary people. Measuring just under 10 feet long and weighing less than 900 pounds, the Subaru 360 was unbelievably tiny. But that small size was intentional, designed to comply with Japan's K-car regulations that promoted compact, fuel-efficient, and inexpensive vehicles. For urban environments filled with narrow streets and tight parking spaces, the 360 was absolutely perfect. Under the hood, or rather at the back since it was rear-engined, sat a 356cc, two-cylinder, two-stroke engine producing around 25 horsepower. Now, that may sound ridiculously low by today's standards, but given how lightweight the car was, it could still reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. The engine was air-cooled, which made it simpler and more reliable, requiring less maintenance. It was paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, though later models offered a 4-speed version for slightly better performance. Driving the Subaru 360 wasn't about power or speed, it was about fun and freedom. The tiny engine gave it a distinct buzzing sound, and the lightweight chassis made it surprisingly agile in city traffic. The steering was light and the handling nimble, though at higher speeds it could feel a bit unstable due to its small size and short wheelbase. Still, for its time and purpose, the Subaru 360 delivered a driving experience that was both practical and charming. The suspension system was basic but effective, using torsion bars to smooth out bumpy roads. Inside, the simplicity continued. The interior of the 1970 Subaru 360 was minimal, just a steering wheel, a few essential gauges, and a couple of simple controls. The seats were thin and functional, designed more for lightness than luxury, yet they provided enough comfort for city commuting. The car technically seated 4 people, though space in the rear was extremely limited. The interior design emphasized practicality over aesthetics, and every element was there to serve a purpose while keeping weight and cost to a minimum. One of the most fascinating parts of the Subaru 360's story is its introduction to the American market. In the late 1960s, American entrepreneur Malcolm Bricklin saw an opportunity to bring this cheap and efficient little car to the United States. It sold for around $1,297, making it the least expensive new car available in America at the time. Bricklin's idea was to offer a fun, fuel-efficient alternative to the big gas-guzzling cars that dominated U.S. roads. Unfortunately, the plan didn't quite work out as expected. The small size and limited power that made the Subaru 360 perfect for Japan's cities became serious disadvantages on American highways. The car was criticized heavily for its lack of safety, and Consumer Reports famously labeled it unacceptably hazardous. That review essentially ended the 360's American journey, but it also marked an important milestone. It was the very first Subaru ever sold in the United States, paving the way for the company's future success there. Back home in Japan, however, the story was completely different. The Subaru 360 was a national success. It was affordable, reliable, and efficient, everything a post-war Japanese family could ask for. It represented independence and progress at a time when owning a car was a symbol of newfound prosperity. Its tiny engine could deliver over 60 miles per gallon, which made it one of the most fuel-efficient cars of its time. It was the car that gave Japan's working class the ability to travel freely, and for Subaru, it became the cornerstone of their identity as a manufacturer that focused on practicality, efficiency, and everyday usability. The engineering of the Subaru 360 was quite advanced for its class. It used a monocoque body construction, meaning the body itself served as the structural frame, which was lighter and more rigid than the traditional body-on-frame designs used by many competitors. This contributed to both its lightweight and surprising durability. The rear engine, rear-wheel drive layout also provided excellent traction on slippery roads. Despite its limitations, the car was remarkably well thought out and executed with precision. The 1970 model marked the final years of production for the Subaru 360, but it still came in several versions. There was the standard two-door sedan, a convertible variant, and a small wagon called the Subaru 360 Custom. There was even a microvan version known as the Sambar, which used the same engine and chassis but offered more utility. Each version maintained the same basic mechanical design but served slightly different needs, showing Subaru's ability to adapt one platform for various purposes. Driving a Subaru 360 today feels like stepping into a time capsule. The engine coughs to life with a raspy buzz, the smell of mixed oil and gasoline fills the air, and the simple controls remind you how pure driving once was. It's slow, sure, but it's an experience full of character. Every bump, every sound, every little vibration tells a story of a car built during an era when minimalism and creativity defined automotive engineering. Collectors today treasure the Subaru 360 for its historical importance and undeniable charm. Because only a few survived, especially in the US, well-preserved examples are rare and often fetch surprising prices at auctions. It's a car that attracts smiles wherever it goes, not because of its performance, but because of what it represents: the birth of an industry, the beginning of a global brand, and the symbol of mobility for a generation. The Subaru 360 might not have been powerful or luxurious, but it was groundbreaking. It proved that a car didn't need to be big or expensive to change lives. For Subaru, it was the start of a journey that would eventually lead to rally legends and advanced all-wheel drive systems. But it all began with this humble little ladybug, the 1970 Subaru 360. So, that wraps up our deep dive into one of Japan's most iconic microcars. If you enjoyed learning about the 1970 Subaru 360 and its place in automotive history, make sure to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to VeloView for more detailed reviews, stories, and insights into the world's most fascinating cars. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one right here on VeloView.